Hi everyone, it's Karen. I'm here to show my entry for the monthly challenge that I have been involved in since last year. And this month the host is Lenica from Len's Crafty Life. And it's on for the entire month of May, so there's still some time if you'd like to join in. All that's required is that you create a project and use the supplies the host has suggested. So Lenica would like us to alter a tea bag or coffee filter, and she actually does a really great video and shows lots of examples, so I will link her video below in the description box so you can go over and have a look at what she makes as well. And all you have to do is make the project and do a video. And you don't have to send anything anywhere. This is for inspiration, and it's a fun thing, and each month a different person is selected to be the host, and so if you enter, your name goes in the hat to be a host. I was the host already this year, so I won't be hosting again this year. You don't have to host more than once, but it's fun to join in. It's not about whether you're the host or not. It's just having fun and joining in with these other women and sharing what you'd like to make. So I used tea bags, and I had ordered through Amazon, but they came through a Chinese seller. I had ordered these a bunch. I mean, I thought I was getting a few of these tea bags. I obviously did. The price was really cheap and I wasn't paying attention, and I think I got like, I don't know, close to 100 of them. But I really like creating with them. They're really fun. My Easter bunny book that I made was created with these, and I've used them in journals as pockets and tucks. So they actually are great, and I like having them in my supply. They are 2 3/4 inches wide, but the actual opening in the little pocket is a little narrower than that because of course there's stitching on each side. The actual opening is just over 2 inches. So it's nice to do long, more slender bookmarks, and tags can fit in there, and then you can embellish them and they look really nice. I'll start showing you my little book, and then I'm going to stop to show you that I was not aware of this particular type of binding to put on things, and I saw a video done by I think it was Wendy, and I think her channel is Wendy's Journals or something, and I'll put a link to her video in the description box below. I'll give her credit for the hinge or tab technique. I have seen it since on other videos, but that's where I first saw it, and it actually is a really cool technique to use, and you can use it when you do a paper journal as well, and it gives you a very nice flat surface to work on, and when you open your journal up it lays really flat. So this is the outside of my little tea bag journal that I created. I don't know, I just, you know what, you get started on a project and then I just kept going, and so I decided to do a bunch of them and then make it into a little journal. So I used the Antique Paperia digital download, and this one is the Country Garden that you'll see throughout here, and then there's some other papers that I used as well. So I did a trim around the edge of the tea bag. I covered the tea bag with that paper. I put a little crochet doily, and then I stacked up 2 of my own and another little one I had, and made sort of a little flower here. I did some decoration on the spine with these little flowers and pearls and iridescent ribbon on the edge, and I just attached it onto the crocheted edge of the doily. I sewed a little pearl there to hold it in place and use that for the closure. And so inside, what I did was I created a little journal that has some of my little things that I make and use as embellishments, and so the person would then have little bits of everything that I make kind of as a keepsake. The first page, again, the paper is from Antique Paperia, Country Garden, and this is just one of the journaling cards, and I use that to cover the front of the tea bag, and then attached some of my little beaded butterflies. There's some lace at the bottom, a little applique here. Each of the pockets are from the tea bag have a little journaling card in them. So I've put some paper. This actually was from a calendar that I had bought at the dollar store, and it had really nice pictures of flowers on it, so I saved the paper, and I've just backed it onto a piece of cardstock, and I've sewn around the edges and added some lace to the top. So each one of these little pockets has a little journaling card inside and a little bit of lace that you can see sticks up on so makes a nice ruffly topping on the little journal. The strings on each of them I have beaded, and so I have put little creamy looking little pearly beads, some little tiny 4mm bicones, and pink and sort of rosy colored beads in there, and little crystal beads as well, just to add some sparkle. And those are on all of the ties along the edge of the journal. So nice little dangles on the side. This page I put just lace on the actual tea bag at the back, and I did one of my crocheted flower on there with an applique in the center and my own beaded center on that. And then I made 3 stick pins, and I just put them in here. Haven't made stick pins in a long time, and I just was in the mood to make them, so I made 3 different ones and just tucked them in behind the flower here, and they have pearls and little acrylic crystal beads looking beads on them, and flowers and appliques. And then again, like I said, the little journaling card in each one. Now you can see how flat this lays when you open it, and the reason that is because of that hinge or tab closure. So I just wanted to quickly show you how you do it, because I think it's a great closure. I think it would be really good to use in a lot of different journals. So what you do is stack up your papers exactly like you are going to be binding them together, and right side facing. In this case, I've put all the strings on this side because I like them to be on the outside edge. And so what you want to do is you want to decide how many tabs that you want on the side. And because this is small, with this one I did do 3, but I cut my strip smaller. I think for the most part this lends itself well to 2 on one page and 1 on the other. So you would put a little dab of glue. Now when you're working with these tea bags, as long as you stay in this stitching on the edge when you're gluing, you don't need to worry about gluing through them. But when you're working with the whole tea bag, what I've done is just taken a piece of packaging, taped it exactly the right size, so it's that like plastic packaging, and I slip that inside the journal pocket when I'm working on it, so that therefore nothing doesn't stick the pocket together. And I just keep this always handy so that I have it when I'm working on these tea bags. So I'll just move it up a bit. So you put 2 of your tabs on the corner, and then you would turn your page over, and I didn't do that one very straight, but anyway, you're going to get the gist of it. And on the next page, you're going to put the tab in between these 2. So the tab would go on the middle sort of this one, and then you're going to flip this one over. Now if you're doing 3 tabs, the idea is that it would be a bigger book, and you're always going in between the tabs when you're doing from page to page. So this one had 2, this one gets 1 in the middle. This page flips over on top of your other page, and now the 2 tabs from the previous one, so these 2, they now are going to start connecting your pages together. And so you put glue here and here, and you'd bring those over. And so now you have 1 tab. Now this page is going to go back to 2 tabs. So again, you put a bit of glue and you put your tab on. And always remembering that if your 2 are on the 2 that go on the first page, oops, I glued the pages together. They glue to the second page, then you have a single, and now you have a double again. And so now you turn this page over on top, and you take the single tab that you have from the previous page, and that's gluing that on there. And then finally with your last, this one I just did 4 pages. So your last bag, you have 2 tabs here still sticking out. So you turn this over and you put your glue on and you fold those over. And now this, your little book is all put together, and we'll do a flip through. So here it lays perfectly flat, and you turn page to page to page to page. And you have a really nice flat, and there's what the binding looks like on the edge. And you can certainly leave it that way, or you can do what I did and do some extra embellishing on the outside. But this is nice and sturdy. They're, you know, the pages are in place there, and they're not going anywhere. Okay, I'm just going to show you again how to do it with some paper. Just so that I think, because it took me a couple of times watching the video to kind of realize what was exactly happening. So again, pile your papers on top of each other, and the top one gets, and in this case I'm going to do 3. So 1 at the bottom, 1 at the top, and 1 in the middle. And then turn that over. Your next page gets 2, and they're placed in between the 3 of the previous page. So you have 2. And this time I'm just using washi tape for demonstration purposes because it's quick. So they're in between these 3. Now you do 2. Now you flip this page over, and the 3 from the previous page, and you can see how I got these 2 close together here, and this is actually good for demonstration. So those are going to be too close to each other. So I wasn't watching carefully enough. When I lined my pages up, I should have moved this one down. So this is good because you can learn from my mistakes or my bad demonstration. So let's try that again. So line your pages up and make sure that these ones are in between and well away from the 3 that you previously had. That's why you need to decide whether, like in this case, I did 2 and 1 because the bags are quite small, and you have to use thinner pieces of lace if you want to do more, because otherwise they're going to overlap on each other and the hinge doesn't work then. So take this page, turn it over on top of your first page, and the 3 from the first page now come over. 1, 2, and 3. This time you're going to do 3. And again, you're going to make sure these ones should line up with the 3 from the first page. So 1, 2, 3. And then this page will go over and go here, and then we would go 1, 2. And then this is ready to put your last page on. So 1, 2, 3. And there's your little book put together. So your hinges are here. The pages lay completely flat because of the way this mechanism works. So you've got nice flat pages to work on. And These are the hinges. And when you're working on your pages, a lot of this hinge is going to get covered anyway with however you're decorating the page, or even if it doesn't, it's just part of, it can be part of, so you can pick, you know, washi tape if you're going to use that, and I would use extra glue if you're going to use that because you want this hinge to be nice and strong, or your fabric, whatever you choose to make the hinge with, you could use to match up with your papers as well. And if you use a neutral sort of lace piece like what I used on this one, you hardly even see it. It blends in, and then of course I put lace on top the pages too when I was doing these, so then the hinge just, or paper, and the hinge just disappears. So I really like the tab or hinge that makes. I really like it. So my next page in my little book is again the antique paperia. Such a pretty paper, little bird cage on it there, butterflies on it, and here I just did, along with of course the beads on the string and the little journaling cards in each of the pockets, I just decorated the page up, added some lace at the bottom, some pearls, and then I added a little garment pin with some beads on it and a little like stamp that's on here with some applique and stuff, just as a little dangle. This page again decorated with that paper, again the little tag in the pocket. Decorated the page up with some lace, put one of my little flower fairies on this page, and she has a little flower on the top of her head as well. These are these little tiny acrylic nail art acrylic flowers. And then the next page I made as a pocket, a little pocket in the bottom of here with that same paper, and I made 3 tags, little tags to fit in here. They have journaling space on the back. Not that I think anyone would use it for journaling, but just kind of completing them off. And I put faith, hope, and love on these little tags with a little bit of applique and little flowers on the top. Lace again at the bottom of each page with a little bit of a scallop on it, little bits of trim on the sides, some with pearls. And this page I decided not to decorate it at all so that I could show you how you can also use these tea bags and leave them plain, and you can see the picture of your journaling card through, and I think it looks quite pretty. So you can see the flowers through there. I added a bit of applique up the side, a little bit of trim at the top and on the sides, lace at the bottom, little cluster of rosebuds there. Here's the back page, the beaded strings again, different lace at the bottom. We have the same lace that I had on the front cover at the back of the doily, the tie done the same with the little pearl. So that is my project, or I guess it's my entry for the monthly challenge for May. And again, it's for Lenica. And I will put links to her challenge in the description box below, so you can go over and get inspired with what she has suggested to make. And you can still get involved, there's still time, and you just need to let Lenica know when you post your video so that she can go over and look at it so she knows what you've made. And I also will put links to Wendy's channel regarding the hinge. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye bye for now.